Hello everyone, it's Lynette with Grammy Crochet, and today is Monday the 19th. This will be Charm Shatter number 189. Hashtag Sisterhood of the Traveling Hook. So let's get right to it. I want to thank you all for joining me to talk about the traveling hook and my experiences with it. Thanks for liking, sharing, subscribing, and being part of my yarn journey. I am in the yarn room again today, so that's always fun. I do like being in here. It is one of my happiest places, even though I don't spend much time in here. Mostly filming videos and picking out yarn, and then I'm back on my comfy couch. But let's see what we have to talk about. So let's talk about the hook, and then we'll talk about the pattern that I did, and kind of segue between the two with the hook. Okay, so it is the it's brought to us by Sandy from Crochet Eh Canada. She came up with this wonderful idea to pass this hook throughout the country, and Canada and the US. She had another one going that was overseas, Australia and the UK. So we have this beautiful furls. Oh wait, I have the box that came in this nice little bag with wipes and a notebook and instructions and a box. It came in a box. You'd think I'd have had that out, but I forgot I needed it. And stitch markers, which I did choose one, and it is downstairs because I didn't think about bringing that up. This is a Furls Streamline Swirl is what it's called. And there's like colorways. It's not red. I don't know what the colorway is called. It is very pretty, I'll tell you that. Just get that back in there so I don't lose anything. So it is a pearly white, and it is gorgeous. Now, when I first saw this, you know, I'm going to bring you up closer and then move you back because I don't want to talk long distance. So, it's beautiful, and it's big here. And now I crochet with a clover. This is a 5.5 millimeter, 5.5 millimeter, 5.5 millimeters. That's what we're looking at. So let's look at the differences. The clover is obviously much thinner in here. The weight, I did weigh them. I have a per ounce scale, 0.6 ounces, 0.8 ounces. Not much difference. I don't feel a difference when I'm crocheting with them. So longer here. You've got a longer, what is that, neck than you have here. Big difference that the biggest difference is the actual pointiness of the hook. This hook is very pointy right here. This hook is much more rounded right there. I'm trying to get it to focus good. Maybe that gives you a better idea. So this point is like a point. I mean, it's wide this way, but it's pointy. This is very not as thick. Does that make sense? Let's see. If you put them this way, you can maybe see. Not as, you know, this is a much shorter and not as thick. So I am a pencil or a knife holder. And when I first saw this, I thought, oh my goodness, that's going to be funky. Not at all. I picked it up. You thought I was crocheting with this thing forever as far as the actual feel of it in my hand. I did not have any issues with that whatsoever. I'm going to move it. Now I'm like in your face. Okay, move back a little. All right. So I had no problems with that. I love the weight of it, and I loved it for some of my stitches, and I hated it for others. So because it is so pointy here, if you had a very thin or splitty kind of yarn like here on Simply Soft, a loosely spun yarn like that, this I think would be grabbing your stitches, you know, grabbing your yarn and splitting it like crazy. particularly if you're a tight crocheter or you crochet fast. I crocheted with Caron cotton cake. So I still have it attached. I am technically done with the project, but I'm going to add to it. And so it is still attached to my yarn. But you see, it's like really spun tight. I almost feel like it's spun so tight it's like all one strand, this yarn, but it really is not. It is multiple layers spun really, really tight. So splitting this yarn, really hard. If I was using a thinly spun yarn or lightly spun yarn, like, so let me grab this. I think I have a Simply Soft. Oops, there goes my yarn. Oh, crash. Oh, here we go. So like Simply Soft, see, it's like much further apart on the spin. I think this, I could see how a lot of the people who've had this hook before me are saying, you know, it's splitting their yarn. This yarn splits pretty simply anyway, and that would go through there. See how easy that would go through there? I could see that they would be complaining about that. With the yarn that I am using, I did not have that problem at all, but it's a very tightly spun yarn, very close together. So there was no problem. Now I will tell you the pattern. Let me grab that. I made this Blissful Moment shawl, and it's supposed to be made with Simply Red Heart Super Saver. I did not want to make it with that, and it does say that it takes 4 hours. They lie. I'm not the fastest crocheter in the world, and I'm using a new hook. Still took me much, much longer, and I did put more yarn into this. This called for like 1,000. I put in more than 1,000, and I still have more to go, but not enough to say, oh, it was that extra couple hundred yards. No. No. This is a 4-weight yarn. The other is a 4-weight yarn. This project, the pattern has, let's see if you can tell here. This is a double treble crochet, and then there's 2 rows of single crochet to the pattern. I found that when I'm crocheting with this hook, let me get to my working area here. Here we go. Now I'm on the single crochet row. On the single crochet row, let's turn you this way. I love this hook. I totally love this hook on the single crochet. I think I tend to be kind of a tight crocheter. And with this hook, I find that it makes me crochet looser because I wrap my yarn, or not yet, I'm on a single crochet. You go in and you pull up a loop, and if you don't turn your hook completely all the way, it's going to catch. Which makes me have to crochet looser so that it's not so tight. With my let me show you. Oops, they do not fall off the table. Okay. So with this hook, I'm just going to go in here and I'm going to pull it through, and it's just going to pull regardless of how tight it is. It's not going to catch, mostly, until right now. It's got the weight of the blanket on it. It's going to go through much easier, and my stitches are tighter. When I use this hook, in order for it not to catch, because I find that the clover will you can tug it and it'll just come through. This yarn, if you try to tug it, if you don't have it like turned completely upside down, which isn't the like normal movement, I have to do more movement to do that. So it makes me crochet looser. It makes me crochet tighter. Slower. If I don't have the full movement all the way down, my clover it'll just pull through. I have to tug it a little bit, but if I try to do that with this hook, it won't go. You have to like back it up and loosen up. So it did make me crochet slower. I did not get faster. even though I'm probably crocheted on this at least 10 hours. And I am on my third cake of yarn because I want it to be bigger than what the actual pattern called for. I didn't count the rows. I was at 47 rows, which is what the pattern called for. The 47th row is like your finishing row. I was at that before I finished the second cake. I had maybe this much of the second cake to go when I finished the 47th row. So I'm just barely into this cake. Plus I finished that other cake. I wanted it to be longer. Now, when I did I'm gonna admit, I did not do all of this with the furls. I did the first cake completely with the furls, giving myself the opportunity to really get to try to know the hook, know if I liked it or not. When you come to this double treble thing, you wrap your yarn 3 times, go in, pull up a loop, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull 4 times, you pull through 2. I find that as I pull through 2 each time, it gets tighter and tighter and tighter, and it was just very aggravating with the furls. I couldn't pull through 4 times, just flip, 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 flip. It was a much slower progress, because with that whole movement, I think it gets tighter as you go up the little pull through 4 times, and at least the way I do it, it was getting tighter and tighter, and I had a hard time with the furls doing that. So after about the first cake, every time I got to the double treble crochet row, I pulled out my clover. I did the single crochet rows. Every single crochet row has been, except for a little swatch where I switched them out just to see the difference. And it's much tighter if I crochet with the clover than if I was crocheting, or when I was crocheting with the furls. And I actually liked the looser stitch with the furls on the single crochet better than I liked the completed stitch with the clover. If I was keeping this clover or this furls, I would finish that way. I would definitely, when you want a tighter stitch, I would go on any project. I would go with the clover, and if I wanted a looser stitch, I would definitely use that furls hook. Not for something that you have to pull through multiple times. I did not actually even try a double crochet. I probably should have. But for the single crochet, I totally loved the furls. A half double, I did try that, and I liked it with that. The pull through 4 times thing, I didn't like it. I am thrilled to have had the opportunity to use this hook. Would I purchase one? Not at $35, $50, $75. No, I would not purchase. And that's not to say that the hook is not worth that. I mean, it's worth it if you like it, and you they're beautiful. If you want to crochet with a beautiful hook, I would say go for it. I'm cheap. I don't want to spend that much money on a hook. I bought my whole set of clover for $30 when they were on sale, at 50, 55, 60, whatever % off one year. And I would do that again. They didn't run them that kind of sale this year. I looked for it because I would have bought more, but they did not run that sale. The cheapest I think I saw the set of clovers was $60. I did not buy it, and I love my clovers. So that's just to tell you, I'm a tightwad. The hooks of clovers that they run, I don't know, $8 to $10 to buy them individually. The larger sizes that didn't come in my kit, 6.5, 7, 8. Well, I didn't buy the 7. Thank you, Miss Trisha. She did. She purchased that for me. I think I have a 9 and a 10. I bought those with 60% off coupons because I'm cheap. So to spend the amount of money that you spend on a furls, I would not do that. Which is why this opportunity is even greater. I mean, it would have had to been like wow, I'm like crocheting and don't even know it kind of crocheting. Like it's going to do it for me and I'm just going to watch. For me to want to spend that kind of money on a hook, I just can't, you know, and because I'm cheap. So there you go. So I did enjoy, and I feel all special having it, and I'm sorry to see it go, but it is gonna move on. It has some more traveling to do, and that's not with me. So let me show you what I did make. As I said, it is the, what did they call it? Bliss shawl? Blissful Moment shawl. Now, I really do like the pattern. As I said, I like it in this yarn. I am going on a vacation, hopefully. The plan is, anyway, to go to Mexico. And I specifically made this to take there to cover up on the beach. So it's like 50 cotton, 50 acrylic or something. I know it's going to be really hot there, but I want something that would cover me up and dry me off. I need to be careful of my amount of skin in the sun. So I wanted something that would hopefully not be too heavy, but yet do the job of a towel. You know, just to keep the, like, get the water off. Maybe I won't want that, I don't know, but also help keep the sun off. So I made this, and I totally love it. The only thing I did not color control, as you can see, and I kind of don't like those spots, but I wasn't color controlling. I just crocheted. I just kept crocheting. As I was crocheting, I didn't notice the changes a whole lot, but when I look at it up like this, I'm like, ugh, maybe I should have color controlled. I'm not really upset that I didn't. So the only thing I don't like about this, and it's not the pattern, it's I'm a fluffy girl. This, as most shawls, don't get wide enough fast enough. So I don't know what to do about that, and I am going to talk to the Zoom ladies because I really want it to be bigger here. I wanted it long, and it is long, so I'm going to try to move you back a little bit and see if we can't get a look of it. Okay. I just don't have much space in my yarn room because, got yarn. Where's it? Okay. We want to go this way. I don't know if this is the right side or the wrong side. Probably really doesn't matter. But I want to keep the attached side to the attached side. Okay. So let's turn this just a tiny. So I don't know, can you see the length? Like the length comes, the point is probably at my knees, point of the back of the shawl. But the front, and it curls. I have to block it. That's a for sure. But the front, like, I need 6 more inches because I want to be able to wear it like this, and I don't want to have to hold it so much like that. I want it to, you know, just be, I guess with a pin I would be okay, but then it doesn't hang very long in the front because I'm pulling it so much and it's still at the back. So I need more front. That's my problem with shawls most of the time. I need more frontage. Or I could wear it backwards like this, but that's not covering up, and that's what I want it to do. So I don't know what to do about that, and I will talk to the Zoom ladies, and if you guys have any suggestions, I would be, I mean, I could do some type of border, but I don't know what. It would have to be big and kind of lacy because I don't want I mean, but this isn't really lacy. I mean, it's, you know, you could see through it because the stitches are big. So I'm hoping it won't be too hot. Anyway, I do love the pattern. I would recommend this shawl to anyone. It's very beginner friendly, but yet it's not so boring that I was not enjoying it. I mean, it wasn't boring. Let's go with that. You didn't have to concentrate on it like you would an artist, but I think it looks very nice, but there's no like real intricate detail. So it's simple, easy 3-row repeat of very simple stitches. So it's a wonderful shawl. I totally love it. I would make it again, and I usually don't want to make things more than once, just because I want to try something new. There we go, ripping out the stitches. But I do need it to be wider in here I don't need it to be longer. I just need it to be wider. So if you have any suggestions on that, I would greatly appreciate it. Put them in the comments below. Other than that, I'm going to finish this last round of single crochet that I will do with the Furls hook tonight. And then I'm going to send it on tomorrow. It will be going to a new home. And I believe the new home is in West Virginia. So if you're in West Virginia and you watched this video, you were part of the traveling hook, it might be coming to you. I'm pretty sure it was West Virginia. I read it last night as I was falling asleep, so maybe it's not West Virginia, but I think it is. Alrighty, there. I'm free. Free of them. Okay, so continue to watch the videos of the hashtag the traveling hook. There's Sandy from Crochet has put a whole list together. I will link her channel, and the hashtag will be in the description as well. I hope you enjoyed this video. I enjoyed making it. I enjoyed thoroughly working with the hook and I did read, there's a book that we write in, and I did read them right from the get-go, and it was so inspiring to see everyone who's already had the hook and what they had to say about it. And I've watched all the videos as well. So the sisterhood is moving on, and I will see you guys in the next video as I am moving on too. Bye.